Good morning, traders. Welcome to the market call for today, the 27th of October 2025. We're excited to have you all here. My name is CJ, and I'm going to be taking you through the first part of today's market call. So quickly, we're going to be looking at Euro, US dollar index, Euro USD, and GBP USD. After which, we're also going to look at gold against dollar, the yen basket, GBP JPY, and Euro JPY. These are the pairs and indices we have in focus for today. Now, starting off with the dollar index. If you look at it from the weekly time frame, there is clearly no overall direction. There's clearly no immediate direction. Instead, we really have an overall direction, which is selling to the downside. Right now, on the weekly time frame, it's looking stuck within this range from 9.6 to 9.8 region, 9.9 region rather. It is stuck within that range. So we'll be getting our bias from lower time frames, which is the daily and below. Looking at the daily time frame, since price filled up this fair value gap, the dollar index sold off a little and then retraced. Right now, we're expecting further sales on the dollar index after this quick reversal here. Because if you look at it from the 4-hour time frame, you see clearly that price broke off from here, returned back to this fair value gap, and right now it's looking like a good place to sell. On Friday, we saw how CPI came out and then created this move to the downside and reversed it all up, which is very typical of CPI moves. But then overall, we're still expecting more downward moves on the dollar index all the way to the downside. Seeing that price has already started forming some bearish moves, you can see how this has been forming all the way from here to the downside. We are expecting that to continue playing out while we wait for the final sell-off of the dollar index all the way to this level right here. So we're expecting the sell-off on the dollar index. I want to see how that is going to play out this week, especially. So moving to Euro USD and GBP USD, in reverse, we're expecting the buys on these pairs. So we're expecting a buy on Euro USD and a buy on GBP USD. If you look at it from the weekly time frame, you see how that price is still around here. Price is still around here, and then we're expecting it to continue buying all the way to the upside after filling up the point of interest we analyzed for a couple of weeks ago. Now, on the daily time frame, now, you can see how Euro USD gave a very fair retracement. Right now, we're expecting the buy continuation all the way to the upside. Same way as the 4-hour time frame, you can see that it retraced to about 78.6, which is very decent enough for a retracement. So since it came to this level here, because we're expecting it to bounce off from this high. So since it came here, it has been creating the buy momentum all the way to the upside. Broke structure here. On the 1-hour time frame, it was much clearer. Right now, we're expecting the buys to continue. This is it here. So there was a clear break of structure around here, the retracement, and then the buy. So right now, we're expecting a buy continuation of the Euro USD. I'm looking forward to seeing a buy right now because you can see that price just came out to week off this low of Asia right here. So it took out this low. At this point now, I'm expecting the buy to continue to the upside. So I'm looking for a buy entry. I would want to see how this current 15 minutes candle closes. That should give me a very good buy entry because I'll be looking to buy right from here and then riding it all the way to the upside. So for Euro USD, I'm expecting a buy and I want to see it rally all the way to the upside, which is going to give me some good entries as I expect. So Euro USD, I'm expecting a buy right from where price currently is, and we might revisit it during the day. And then for GBP USD, I'm also expecting a buy because GBP USD gave us a deeper retracement. We're expecting the buy right now to continue to the upside. If you look at the 4-hour time frame, you see the retracement came. Although I was expecting the retracement to get all the way here, but it was just a few pips shy away from that level. So you could be taking the buy from here right away without wasting much time. So looking at what GBP US is doing, it has filled up this full volume gap. Right now, we're expecting the buy to continue. And right here where it just filled up this volume gap, you can see that it is already creating an engulfing candle. By the close of this particular candle, if it closes bullish, I'm taking my buy on GBP USD. So I might split my position across GBP USD and Euro USD, or I'll just double it down on GBP USD because it seems to have a more rewarding buy move. So I'm buying GBP USD. I'm also buying Euro USD. I'm just waiting for the confirmation of this candlestick. Once it closes way above here, then we'll be taking our buy. Same thing goes for Euro USD. Once it closes above, we'll be taking our buy. So GBP USD buy, Euro USD buy. These are the two things we're expecting to play out today. So for this guy, we're looking for a buy from somewhere around here. And then, of course, our stop loss, we have to make sure our stop loss is around 15 pips if possible. Then we would have our take profits at least 1:3 of this level here. So I'm targeting this high as my exit point, which is for a day trade, 57 pips, fair enough. So this is the setup I'm expecting on GBP USD. For Euro USD, I'm expecting something very similar to that. I'm expecting something very similar. So I'm expecting a buy on Euro USD from around here. The price is 15 pips stop loss, somewhere around there. And then for Euro USD seems to possibly have a longer travel because I'm expecting price to go ahead to clear all this high. But for today, I just want to see it clear the high of last week, which is right here. So we'll be looking at this level for now on Euro USD. So let's target the high of last week, as that could be a critical turning point for Euro USD if it should turn back. So these are the two things that I'm expecting to play out today on GBP USD and Euro USD. All right, so we're going to go on a very short break. When we return, we'll be analyzing gold against the dollar. We'll also be analyzing the yen pairs and the yen basket. So stay tuned and enjoy the rest of the market call.
Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome back to the Market Call-Up brought to you by Value Flow Trading Team. I'm Lekon Shiemi. So I'll be analyzing this morning the precious metal, and from there we'll head straight to Japan to see what is going on the yen basket. Then we use it to interpret the other yen correlated pairs. All right, stay back as we look into the market, what we have for this week, and also having the full insight of what we should expect towards the end of the week. All right, so let's start with the weekly time frame. Last week, we discovered the precious metal printed a new all-time high, even just with 10 pips above the normal all-time high, which is at the 4,381 spot for level for last week. And last week now finally closed bearish as expected. We see how gold sold all throughout last week. But for this week, what is our expectation? What are we heading for the rest of the week? Because of this breakout that we had in the course of the past few weeks, you can see there has not been any pullback. So we expect that there should be some level of retracement all the way to about 50% pip level, and we can easily start the continuation of the buy trend from that level if there's going to be any, right? So let's go to the daily time frame to see what is happening on the daily time frame. For daily time frame, we've seen on the trend line, using the daily time frame as reference, we see some level of break last week, particularly last week Wednesday, which is 22nd of October 2025. And since then, we've not seen price pull out of that trend line again. But for this week, what we're expecting is that because of the flip zone we are seeing on the 4-hour time frame, you can see this is the flip zone marked out here. And if you're on our mailing list, you'll have gotten this too. So this week we are expecting a buy to sell, meaning price pulling all the way back up to this flip zone and feel some level of imbalance that we have here. And from there, we begin to see the sell-off to the downside, of which we are expecting the sell-off to be all the way to this shoulder level that we have on the 4-hour time frame. So that is that for the precious metal on the 4-hour time frame. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame to see what is the current trend, if we can see opportunity to follow all the way to the upside for the precious metal. Now this morning, if you look at your chart very well, we see how that on Friday, price took out liquidity from this level here, and we've not seen a break of market structure to the upside. Instead, we are seeing price just pulling all the way back, because that is the trend we're expecting for the week. So what we should look out for is we should try to see if we are going to see some level of bust pattern around this level. Although one is formed here, and at the end of the Asian session, we see how that price tapped into that region and pull all the way back up. But if we look at the 5-minute time frame to see if there's any entry at all, we are going to observe right now we've not seen any entry. So instead, what we saw on 5 minutes, few minutes ago, is that price traded into the 5-minute shoulder level, as you can see at this point, and begin to buy to the upside. So I'm still of the opinion, if price still pull back again to this zone, then we can easily take the buy all the way back up. But if not, then we will have to wait till price gets to the flip zone that we have here on the 4-hour time frame for us to ride the sell all the way back down. But the overall conclusion for the precious metal is we are expecting a buy to sell, right? So that is what we are looking out for this week. Want to see price pull all the way up, then sell off to the downside for the week. So that is that for the precious metal. Let's quickly head to Japan to see what is going on the yen basket, and we use that to interpret the yen correlated pairs. All right, for the yen basket, if you see very clearly, you are going to observe we have at this particular region here, price trading into our POI, which is this fair value gap. You see how that price traded there, and we expect a bullish yen to start moving since last week. However, on the lower time frame, if you look at it from the daily time frame particularly, we saw what really makes price sell off sometimes 2 weeks ago, last week rather. You see how that price traded into this shoulder level, and we see a sell-off to the downside. But that is from the daily perspective to the downside again, for it to gather more momentum for the long-term buy. And if you look at the 1-hour time frame, you are going to observe where price actually came to. Even from the 4-hour time frame, this is the shoulder level where price really came to. So if you're on the mailing list, you have gotten how that we expect that price should still trade a little bit more to the downside, and now we begin to see the buy. And now price has already traded into our POI, and currently we are seeing the buy happening gradually. All right, and if you look at it from the 1-hour time frame, this is the shoulder level on the 1-hour time frame. You can see this is the shoulder here. Price came to tap into that level around 6 a.m. this morning. Around 6 a.m. this morning, price came to tap into that level, and now it's beginning to pull all the way to the upside. So this week we are expecting a sell to buy on the yen basket, which the sell has been accomplished as at 6 a.m. this morning, and the rest of the week we want to see a very strong buy momentum. And with this information, that is telling us that the yen correlated pair like GBP, JPY, the British pound against the yen, we are going to see a sell-off for the week on GBP, JPY. And let's look at that from even the daily perspective. Now, daily time frame, we've seen how that price has traded all the way up to the upside for GBP, JPY, and now is already pulling to the downside again. But there's a level we marked a few weeks ago on the 1-hour time frame, which is this shoulder level, and we are expecting price to come and tap into that shoulder level and to sell off to the downside. But few hours ago, just 2 hours ago, we saw price approaching that level but couldn't tap into that zone before the sell-off. Now, could this be the beginning of the sell of GBP, JPY? We truly don't know yet, but I'm still of the opinion we may see the last leg buy all the way into this shoulder region, and we will begin to sell off all the way back down again. All right, so that is what we are looking out for to see on GBP, JPY. Now, what exactly should we now look out for on the 15-minute time frame for our entry signature. Right now, we've not seen a very clear entry move on GBP now. Today being Monday, everywhere may seem very quiet today because today is Monday. But if we see a clear market structure shift, let's check on the 5-minute time frame. For 5 minutes, we've seen market structure shift on 5 minutes. So what we should now expect is price should pull back all the way to this zone again. When price gets to this level, we can now begin to look for opportunity to short it. This is going to be a low probability trade at this particular point. Why? The reason being that price has not really gotten to the overall level where we are expecting the sell from, which is this particular zone at the top here, this level here. So if you want to take your trade from this particular region, then you may just split your positions into about 3 and just give the best shot at this point if price get there. Why the premium short is going to be around this level here, right? So this is going to be it for GBP JPY. And lastly, before we round up for Euro JPY, for Euro JPY, we have similar thing playing out. As a matter of fact, last week we explained that we are going to see Euro JPY range for GBP JPY to get to its own POI so that both of them can move in the same direction. But right now we are seeing that it seems like Euro JPY is going to be the leading for the week among the yen correlated pairs, and that is what we are seeing happening right now. Right now we are seeing that happening. So if you look at it from the lower time frame, for 5 minutes, you are going to see this going on. We've not seen a market structure shift on 5-minute time frame right now, and that is what we should look out for. Now, for 5 minutes, this is the shoulder level, because you can see how that price already created a sweep here. We've seen the break. Now, price has come to this shoulder level, and we've seen the sell-off going on the 5-minute time frame of Euro JPY. So what I would advise is you may want to wait for GBP JPY and take it, or you want to wait a little bit more for Euro JPY to get back to this current POI, and we begin to sell all the way back down again. All right, so this is it for the yen correlated pair and also for the precious metal for the week. This is our outlook. If there's any question you want to ask, you can easily, type in the chat box. Let's quickly look into that before we round up for the London session. And what are the news events for the day? If you look at the Forex factory right now, the news event for the day is what we currently have here. Today is going to be a bit, not really much quiet day, because everywhere, being Monday, we are going to observe everywhere is going to be a bit quiet. And this is it. It's only on by 9:15 we are going to see the Australian bank speak, of Australian news come out by 9:15, just a news event, not with a data, right? So you may want to be very careful on AUD/PS. And aside from that, everywhere is still a very quiet day until tomorrow too is going to be. So this is just the calendar we have for the day. If there's any question, you can easily type. And if there is no question, this is going to be the end of the market call-up brought to you by the Value Flow Trading team. Till we meet again for the New York session by 2 p.m. Make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. Once again, I'm Lekon Shemi. Cheers and God bless.